You know what I find interesting? All the rappers that get signed to major labels but never go anywhere and you don't hear about them again. There's a lot of these people. Like, you remember Hitman from Dr. Dre's label? I was watching a video about him and man, it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy to me because he was on the Chronic album a lot. He was one of Dr. Dre's artists and he never blew up. Apparently what happened was him and Dr. Dre didn't see eye to eye. Like, Dre wanted him to go one way, but Hitman wanted to go another. He should have just listened to Dr. Dre because it's like, dude, nobody really knows who you are. You should listen to Dre so you can get your album out. And it never worked out. And now he's just alone and independent. And most of his music isn't even that popular. So he fucked his chances over there. And it's crazy to me because, people like Hitman and Justice and John Connor and, Bobby Creekwater and stuff, these guys knew big people. They were around superstars. They were around Eminem and Dr. Dre. And it's like, they never could blow up. And even when they left, they didn't have much success despite knowing Eminem and Dr. Dre. It's like, how could you know some of the biggest rappers, superstars in the world and not really have any success with a career, I don't know who's at fault. Maybe it's both parties, maybe it's one party, but it honestly is kind of annoying when that happens though. Like, I'm tired of seeing artists get signed to a label and they just never go anywhere. Like, I wish we could have gotten albums from Hitman and albums from, John Connor and all these artists just to see what would have happened. Or Bobby Creekwater and Stat Quo dropping albums. Stat Quo was close to dropping Stat Atlanta, but his ego got in the way and got into an argument with Eminem and fucked his chance over. I think Bobby Creekwater, from the video I watched, I think he eventually left because the label screwed him over, and then Cassius just eventually left because he didn't see much success on there, which is crazy because it's like you would think being signed to Eminem would be a good thing. And then Stat Quo, he was an idiot when it came to that situation. It was his fault. He was going to drop Stat Atlanta, but he got into an argument with Eminem. Eminem wanted him to do a song called Dance on It with Eminem. And Eminem wanted him to do this chorus, and Stat Quo didn't like the chorus, so they had an argument over it. And Stat Quo told Eminem, "If you want me to sing that chorus, give me 1 million." And it's like, you're really gonna say that to the guy that signed you, and that pissed Eminem off. And Stat Quo tried to patch things up, but it just didn't work. So Stat Atlanta never came out. Stat Quo doesn't really make music anymore, but he's actually Lil Xan's manager, which is crazy because Eminem dissed Lil Xan.
Yeah, you're completely right about Dr. Dre and Eminem doing a terrible job with their artists. And that's just the truth. I mean, really, it was exciting probably back in like the Marshall Mathers LP days and like those, 2000, 2001, that type stuff. But it just isn't interesting anymore because it's just a bunch of bullshit. I mean, that label is so strong, and really, the guy that is partners with Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine. I mean, both these men are billionaires. They have Beats by Dre, so they're not going to put out someone who doesn't meet their standards. And that's like a double-edged sword, just because no one's going to really have like the 3 or 4 number ones in one album that they're looking for. I mean, you just have to accept that a rapper that hits like... they just have to accept that a rapper that hits like 45 on the Billboard 100 or 30 on the top rap songs chart, that's actually pretty good. I mean, they're still going to be millionaires if they reach like moderate success on the charts, but I just hate this kind of perfectionist angle where they want like, 4, 5, 6 number ones off an album or else it's not going to come out. I mean, that's like, we've talked about how that's why underground is better because they don't have those kinds of standards, but it's just unfortunate because I like hearing albums with Dr. Dre beats, but I mean, if he does do beats, it's only, if you're not on his label, he'll give you like one beat, and if you are, the album will never come out, so it sucks either way. And yeah, that's a pretty crap situation that happened between Stat Quo and Eminem. I mean, I'd like to think, honestly, I mean, I don't know the situation entirely as to how that happened, but I wish that there would have been like a mediator that could have said, hey, Eminem's going to be offended if you don't do this hook. And someone could have said to Eminem, like, maybe he just thinks that it isn't thug enough for him or something like that. I don't know what the exact reason as to why Stat Quo didn't want to do the hook, but I just feel like there kind of would have needed to be a mediator there. Kind of like, I can't really think of anyone, but just someone, if like the relationship isn't good enough, that kind of is like a mutual party that can kind of, in case there is arguments like that, could kind of help both of them out.